Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Raft series. Today we're back on the raft. We're going to have a bit of moving around, but we've got some really good stuff coming up as well. So strap yourself in, grab your favorite swim gear, and yep, let's get started. Alright, so we're going back on the drift here for a bit. We're not hunting down the next location just yet. We do have it plugged into our radio and we can see where it is, but we can see several green islands in our, I'll say, reasonably immediate vicinity, including one which should now be dead ahead. Yep, there it is. And it was only, I think, about 580 metres away from where we were before. So it's a very short trip across here. As you can see, we've closed in quite a bit of range already. And initially, I had a double take on it because at the extreme range, with the bit that I could see, it looked like I was just heading back to Caravan Town. And I thought, no, I can see where Caravan Town is on the map. I mean, I think it's just fallen off the edge of it at this stage. But I thought, no, I'm sure this isn't Caravan Town. And sure enough, yep, we're drifting towards it, and it isn't. We can see the telltale shape of a trader at the top. And of course, at the storyline locations, there's never a trader. Wow. For all the ones I've been to, I don't know in the late game if they added traders to any of the later mission locations, but the most of the time you've got to go to specific, random islands to get the trader, and this is one of them. Except, I think this is another rare island, because I've never seen this one before either, and it's, I'm going to say it's sort of slightly small. But it's bigger than a small island, so it's very reminiscent of the rare island that we found a few episodes ago. The one that we failed so hilariously to catch the goat on. This one's sort of a bit similar, maybe a tiny bit bigger. So we're pretty keen to explore this island for a couple of reasons, and I'll go into those as the episode evolves, but for the moment, we're just working on sort of parking up next to the island in a way that we can get on and off the raft without risking a close encounter with Bruce. And it looks like we've sort of reached that location. We've turned the engines off, and there we go. So this is what this island looks like. It's got a bit of a kind of a break to it. I'm just having a bit of a look around to see where Brucey is, but he must be all the way out to sea side. My luck with cluckers seems to continue, and no, I am drawing the line at having 3 cluckers, honestly. I'm definitely not going to catch this one. 3 is easily enough noise and enough eggs to simultaneously supply me with enough eggs and sanity checks from all the clucking. We definitely don't need a 4th, so all good. So the first thing that we want to do on the island is, well, we're having a bit of a look around just to get the lay of the land. But the first big thing that we're trying to do is we're using our metal detector here, because this is a desert island. So this island biome is desert, which increases our chances of getting titanium ore, and we do need some. So we got our little detector out, and we've worked out that this is the spot that we dig, and there be treasure. And it's a briefcase. That's good treasure. Okay, that's not just the rubbish. And as you can see, we got a couple of bolts, some glass, some vine goo, and titanium ore, and I'm so happy that we've got one. But we all know what happens with the first of the materials that we end up receiving. It's got to get sacrificed to the research bench so that we can actually unlock the recipes that we need. So yeah, that's. I have a funny feeling I may have accidentally, chopped the research element, or maybe I haven't researched it yet. I can't remember, but I have a funny suspicion I may have accidentally skipped it in the episode. You didn't miss much. Mostly, it's just unlocking the actual battery charger, so that we can see the recipe, etc., etc. And we're also unlocking the engine controls. Similar thing, where it just gives us access to see what the recipe is. Given those recipes are only unlocked by researching the titanium, then it's reasonable to conclude that we're going to need more titanium before we can make them anyway. So, look, I'll make a concerted effort that the next time I get some titanium, we'll definitely have a detailed look at those recipes and work out what our move is going to be in terms of upgrades. I would like either of those items with a fair amount of demand, I would say. The battery charger, because we're going to be burning biofuel to charge batteries, it's a bit of a, nah, do I want it, do I not want it? Clearly I do want it, because I'm trying to automate the raft, and at some point we're going to need to be able to recharge our batteries. But by the same token, the engine controls is just fantastic, because it means I can have the engine controls up next to the steering wheel, which makes maneuvering and setting courses and all that other stuff, it makes it way easier to do from a position where I can see what's going on. So, yeah, there's a definite sort of need, but both of them are not things that I'm going to be using 100% of the time, because, I'm not maneuvering the raft 100% of the time. Likewise, I'm not going to need to charge batteries 100% of the time. Well, I hope not. Maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't really thought out that side of it. In previous playthroughs, I know I have built a battery charger before, but that's usually towards the very end of when I was playing. Mostly because I think the quote-unquote final piece of content that was in the game at the time, like the end of the story, so to speak, was the next location that we're going to. So Tangaroa. Once you got to Tangaroa and completed Tangaroa, there was no more kind of story. So the battery charger, I believe I made it. I may have charged a battery or two, but then I was kind of done with the game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to spending more time, working on the raft becoming more automated and easier to deal with, because there are a lot more story locations now relative to what they used to be. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to getting to all the new stuff. So hey, based on our progress, I don't think it's going to be a huge number of episodes. I know Tangaroa is massive. I've got reasonably good memory of where stuff is in Tangaroa. So I'm hoping it's not more than maybe 2 episodes worth of content, but because it's so big, it may end up straying on to 3 episodes. I don't know. We're going to have to play that one by ear. We're going to need to spend a bit of time, and I think I'm going to be doing that now. Spend a bit of time hunting around and gathering titanium, so I can actually start, like I can make the battery charger and the engine controls, so I've got them there ready to go. But I think we're going to end up trying to get more titanium than that. So I want to have a bit of a stockpile in case there are later recipes that are going to need it. Now, we've reached this bit of the episode with me waffling away, that we are in a position now, well, not now, because we forgot to bring our trash cubes with us, but we're in a position now where I've got a trader, I've got trash cubes, and I've got an intention to do what I said so many times I was going to do. which is we're going to start our sort of expansion and grinding of our reputation with this trading post. We're going to do that in this episode. We've got a couple of little things that we're going to do beforehand, but at this stage, it is definitely part of this episode. So, very exciting. We are less than 10 minutes away from getting a start on our reputation with the traders. Now, I'm gonna set a reasonable expectation on this one. I didn't realize that the trader had limited amounts of things. Like, I could see from some of the stuff I could buy, they only had a finite amount. But I thought the baits were unlimited. And so I thought, oh, okay, whenever I've got enough stuff that I can kind of trash to make trash cubes, I can just sit here and, just keep going until I ran out of trash cubes. The supply of bait, like everything else from the trader, is also limited. And we're going to experience that here because we're going to work our way back up to the trader in daylight, which is nice because the nighttime run up there, it wasn't particularly clear. Like, I did a bit of an adjustment, but it's always nicer to see these things during the day because you can just get a better appreciation of how to get there and where not to fall off and all that other good stuff. So to get up to this trader on this type of island, you end up taking one of the zip lines over to this side of the island. You can climb up the ladder, you jump up these things. You're going to want to hug the wall because it's probably going to be quite easy to fall off there. And boom, here's our trader. So we're here. We're going, we've got baits, and yeah, you can see there's only you get 4 baits per purchase, which is good. But I still don't see where the supply amount is, but anyway, that's fine. We bought enough we got 20 baits basically, and then the supply was used up. So 20 baits will theoretically get us 20 fish, and I suppose that's as good a start as any. So now that we've got our baits, we're going to head back to the raft. We're going to grab our fishing rod because we forgot to bring that with us. We're big on forgetting to, do things. Now, we can see in the water there that there is Bruce, obviously, but it looks like there's some reefs and things down there as well. Now, I haven't done anything about that. Now, this bit of raft episode that I recorded, this was reasonably recently, probably a week or so ago. It's actually I haven't recorded anything since. So, effectively, I'm still camped at this location. So, I'm going to, next time I log in, I'll make an effort to clear the water. Well, I'll have to deal with Bruce first, but I'll do a little lap of this island and pick up anything that's good. Because we did pretty well out of that previous one, so I've got no reason to believe that this one's going to be much different. Now, what you've got to do with the fishing once you get bait, because it won't bait your hook automatically, it does prompt you pretty well though. So with the fishing rod equipped, you just click your right mouse button or whatever your equivalent control is, and then it will pop up with this interactive kind of thing, and then you just select the bait from the list of baits that you've got. Click that, and then you'll see the graphic of your hook change. And so the basic bait that we got from the trader, it's just a worm on your hook basically. And so you can see while we're holding the fishing rod we're not casting it out, you can see that there's a worm on there. Now, I did put the baits on my hotbar just so I could keep track of, how many I was using. Basically, it's not going to take a long time to grind through your baits. Now, I've sped this up to 4 times speed because even though it was 20 baits, it was a little on the tedious side. So I thought I'll spare you guys a few minutes worth of just staring at me doing this. just to get to the end result of using the 20 baits. Now you can see 20 baits is going to end up using most of this metal fishing rod that we've got. We've still got a spare one though, so I'm hoping we come across another trader at some point. We're going to need to go on the drift for a bit too, for a while, to pick up some more stuff that we can turn into trash. So yeah, I've got a bit of a long to-do list, at least for the moment, just to get enough materials to keep, grinding our reputation up. Now, we've just cast out our last worm, and we will have a fish here in a moment. And we are done. So we're now going to consolidate here. So we've got 6 of those, 5 of those, and 9 of those. So that's 20 fish. So 20 baits gets you 20 fish. Well, that's good news. It's not like some of these other games where the fish can get away and you lose your bait. Definitely not the case here. I presume it's going to be like that everywhere, but we'll wait and see. Now, I've just sped it up. We've been up to the trader a couple of times, so I figured we don't really need to go slow-mo to get up there. We're going to go up there and we're going to see how far our reputation improves. I mean, we know we're going to get a couple of reputation points or 1 reputation point per fish, but relatively speaking, we're not entirely sure how far that's going to... Oh, yeah, it's not going to take us very far. So tier 1 is 300 rep. All right, so we got 20 fish. So this one we get 10 rep per fish per glow shrimp. That's pretty good. So we get a bit there. We get another 10 rep per net nibbler. That's pretty good. And we get 10 for those as well. So the 20 fish gives us 200 reputation. So that's actually not too bad at all. So our only real limitation here to getting our grind going is just the lack of bait. And you've got to have that bait to catch these fish types. Without the bait, I don't think I've ever caught any of these other fish, but I might do a little experiment when I log in next. I'll grab my fishing rod and I'll make 20 casts with no bait off the back of the raft at this location, and I'll just make sure that we don't end up just randomly snagging one of these other fish. If we do, I might spend a bit of time here and see if I can just grind this up without using bait. Obviously, my supplies on replacing my fishing rods are finite, so I'm not going to sit here and grind, 10 fishing rods if it's going to be that long. But just as an experiment, I want to confirm that we don't have the option to catch these fish without bait. Now, we have bought 3 recipes here, and actually we bought 4 because there's one on the hotbar. Now, we're just having a bit of a look here by holding the recipe in our hand to see what the extra ingredient is. Now, that's the downside of these recipes that you buy from the trader. They are usually going to want a chili or a turmeric, and you can only get those, I believe, from the trader. So we're looking at... So we got 4 recipes. 2 of them want chili, 2 of them want turmeric. I'm now evaluating the benefits of, because the upside of these recipes is they actually grant you a buff. And I'm looking at each one of these recipes to work out which is the one I'm most likely to want to utilize, possibly at a difficult story location. And is it one of the chili recipes or is it one of the turmeric recipes? And with a lot of thought and a lot of umming and ahhing, I've decided that the turmeric is what we're more likely to use. And we've only got 1 trash cube left, so guess what? We get to buy 1 turmeric. So there we go. I'll probably try and make a few more trash cubes and come back up. I want to have, I don't know, 5 to 10 turmeric there, just so that I've got the option to make a bunch of them if I do need them in the future. But for now, we are done with that trader, and we're just going to pop our recipes up on the wall and then think about what our next thing is going to be. Little side update. I was kind of annoyed with how long it was taking to cook stuff, so I ended up making another cooking pot too, so that's why there's a second one off there to the left. But that's okay. That's more a time saver for me than anything else. It's the same as the one that's already there, so no real news there. But what we do have in terms of news is the news that we've reached the end of this episode. So if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Until next time, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you have yourself an absolutely fantastic day.